Today we're looking at 5 things you need to know before moving to Hermosa Beach, California. What's up, everybody? CheyneInman here, a local real estate agent in Southern California, working with families moving or selling in the South Bay, Southern California. So Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach, Lawndale, Torrance, Gardena, all the cities around this area. So if you are somebody looking to move to this area, I would love to help you get started in your search. I have people reaching out all the time and I love to hear from people. So feel free to call or text or email me anytime. On this channel, we cover everything outdoors and community in the South Bay. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to hit subscribe and like. That way you're notified every time I put out a new video. All right, so today we are checking out Hermosa Beach, California, and specifically things you should know before moving here. So for people that are not sure where Hermosa is, it's kind of sandwiched between Manhattan Beach to the north and Redondo Beach to the south, kind of on that west corner below LAX airport and, above Long Beach and Palos Verdes and all of that area, but it's kind of beach coastline in the South Bay. And so today I thought we'd kind of look at that community and just some of the things you might not know if you do not live here. I lived in Hermosa Beach probably about 5 years ago, and now I'm in Torrance. The communities are very close together, so people in this area definitely jump around to different cities, and it's just kind of based on preferences and price and size of lot or square footage. And so when I lived in Hermosa Beach, obviously prices were a little different, but things were still very expensive. My wife and I, we rented a small studio apartment for it was probably 300 square feet for $1,600 a month. And, it was right across the street from the beach, which was great. So you're really paying for the location in that area. But even then it was, on the more expensive side for renting, and rental prices have only gone up since then. So it's definitely an expensive place to live, whether you're buying or renting, but you're paying for quality of life and being right by the beach. So Hermosa really has a variety of styles of living, and so that's one of the things you should really know when moving here is no matter what your budget is, no matter what your preferences are, you might be able to still find something. It just might be a little different than what you expected. So if you were thinking of purchasing a single family residence with a yard and your budget is not as expensive as you expected it to be in this area, well, then maybe you're looking at a condo or a townhouse, or maybe you're looking at renting. There are a variety of options, from townhouses and condos to single family residence and smaller beach huts, and then you've got big mansions. So that's kind of one of the things that's interesting about Hermosa Beach is you've got these older beach homes that maybe haven't been updated in decades, and then you've got them right next to these brand new mansions that have just been rebuilt. Another thing to keep in mind when moving to Hermosa Beach is the parking. So, it's tough. It's a beach town, so, even if you have a garage or driveway and space, on weekends when it's a nice warm day, it's a beach town and people are going to come visit. So your street will probably be blocked up with other people. One nice thing that Hermosa Beach does offer is a residence parking permit. If you live in the area and let's say your street is metered out in front of your house, you can get a parking permit so that you can park there without needing to pay metered every single day of the week. So that is one of the benefits. However, you're still going to struggle with finding parking if you have friends visit and maybe you don't have another parking spot, or if you don't have a garage or a driveway at your place. Parking definitely can be a struggle on a nice warm day. So along with the parking comes these very narrow streets in Hermosa. So just Something to think about. You gotta drive a little bit slower. It's a small beach town. You've got some pretty steep streets that you're coming up and down as you go up over hills and down onto the beach. So you just need to drive slowly and understand that there's going to be cars coming at you, and you might have to just kind of wait your turn as a car passes. If the street is so narrow that two cars can't pass with the cars parked on each side of the street. And then you also want to think about, kids at play. And I mean, it is a beach town, so you're going to have kids running around crossing the street with wagons and different things. So just drive slow when you're going through Hermosa Beach, and just expect that you may have to come to a stop on certain streets because the streets are very narrow. And as I mentioned with the parking, because of the beach life, that is something to keep in mind when moving to Hermosa Beach. It's in the name, it's a beach community. So everything that there is to offer about the community is what makes it a little bit more expensive. And so if that's not something that's on your priority, as far as going to the beach every day, getting out playing volleyball, going in the water surfing, going for a bike ride along the Strand, if that's not a preference in your search criteria, then you might be paying to live in a more expensive area and not actually getting the perks of why people are living there. And my favorite thing about Hermosa Beach is just all the small shops. Like I mentioned before with the beach community, you've got the Hermosa Beach Pier, which has a lot of different shops and restaurants, but you also just have all these little tiny mom and pop shops along the way. So, you've got the Green Store, which has some great options for just grabbing some snacks or groceries or, lunch for the day. You've got Bogato's. Bogato's has some great options as well for little stores, or little snacks and sandwiches and things to pick up before going to the beach. You also have, all these little tiny restaurants just kind of strewn throughout Hermosa Beach that give it kind of a character, and there's just some really good eating places. So Hermosa really has some great little shops to offer, and yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but you are purchasing local, which is great, and it helps support the community, and it gives you just something different than the chain restaurants that you might find in other places. And so that's what I think really gives Hermosa Beach its beach life culture, is the local community and shops around the area. Well, so that is Hermosa Beach and some of the things you might need to know before moving here. And if you are thinking of moving to Southern California, and maybe you're thinking now Hermosa Beach might not be a good fit, feel free to reach out, and I'd love to give you some ideas on what some other towns in the area might be a good fit for you and your move. I'm CheyneInman, and thanks for watching.